The Arab Knowledge Economy Report focuses on the strengths and weaknesses of the region's economy, along with the opportunities and risks associated with it. The 2014 statistics provide essential information for government planners, economists, and local, regional, and global business analysts. The study is a joint venture between Orient Planet and Nidal Research and Development. Nidal Abou Zaki is here to tell us more. Nidal, many thanks for joining us. Now, what for you were the most important findings of the Arab Knowledge Economy Report?
Yes, first of all, I mean, it's the first time that, this report has been produced. We tried to collect as much figures as possible to be very comprehensive. The most important findings is that, we analyzed the current situation in the Arab world per country, and then we predicted until 2017. And the most important figure is that by 2017, 197 million Arabs will be connected to the internet, which represents 51% of the society. This is 3% more than the world's average. And of course, the report indicated that there is a big gap between GCC countries and the rest of the Arab world in terms of illiteracy, in terms of internet penetration, in terms of government support and legislations. So the report, we consider it as a reference for the, in the Arab world for knowledge economy.
How did you actually compile, the data for this very extensive report?
Yes, because we developed this report for the first time, we found it very challenging, but we depended on official figures, we depended on figures from the UNESCO, from International Monetary Fund, from the World Bank, and our own findings. So.
Now, the UAE is at the forefront of developing a knowledge-based economy. How is that actually opening up opportunities?
Yes, compared to other countries, the UAE was one of the first countries in this part of the world to adopt the information economy, and with the e-services, with the launch of Dubai government, with the launch of the embedding the knowledge economy within the vision of the UAE for 2021. And I think that, with the announcement of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed for Dubai to be the smartest city in the world in a few years, that's, a big indication. So Dubai did not, and the UAE did not also, try to be in line with the world, but they want to, be the leaders and the pioneers in this field.
So, Nidal, I mean, you mentioned in the introduction that it'll be of particular use to analysts and even governments as well, yes, when they're doing their strategy planning. Was that the reason really for doing the report?
Yes, of course. We find that there's a gap, and then knowledge economy is the future, because, at the end of the day, nobody now is depending on traditional economy. If you are not, moving into the digital economy, creating incubators for new ideas, for creativity, developing the legislation system of the government, having a kind of a government commitment to involve the private sector and, develop a kind of an economic incentives for the new economy, then, the country will be, of course, falling behind most of the international countries.
It's quite interesting that in the report, one thing I found interesting was that there are also pull-out quotes as well. And there's one quote in there which sort of basically says it's no good just being able to read. You've got to be able to disseminate information, take on new learning skills as we move forward.
Yes, actually, at the time that we are speaking about literacy rates, and, in the Arab world, we still have 25% of people are illiterate. The unemployment rate for people between ages 18 and 25 is reaching 25%. So this is a kind of a challenge in the Arab world. And of course, this is mainly apart from the GCC countries. And, also at the time that people now are speaking about illiteracy penetration, I mean, we are still suffering that in the Arab world, parts of the Arab world, we have people who are still illiterate. So this is a kind of a major challenge.
So we're running out of time, Nidal, but one just final question. What drivers of growth should we be watching out for in the near term?
I think, that the government in the UAE is, putting all the legislation systems and the incentives and, developing the tools and, being a good facilitator. I think that the private sector and people should benefit from this, because the environment now is becoming very encouraging for new ventures in this field, especially that this field, the field of knowledge economy, does not require a big capital.
Nidal Abou Zaki, many thanks.
Thank you.